blurry. Welcome aboard. There we go. So blurry. Good evening. It is Sunday evening, week 0. I'm going to see if I can change the quality or something. Looks a little grainy. Anywho, we'll try to be brief. It's going to be your first video for the Easy Shred Summer Challenge, CK style, CK and Jen style. There we go.
CK style.
So we added a 13th week, and there's a reason for that. It's a 12-week challenge, but the first week is basically a get acquainted week. And when you're introducing new habits and you're trying to make a change in your lifestyle and you're trying to better yourself, a lot of people, they try to go all or nothing. They want really fast results. They want things to be done really quick. They try to change a bunch of things at once, and then it ends up with a yo-yo effect, right? You do really good and then you just can't sustain it, and then you end up falling off the wagon and things go back to the way they were or worse. So 12 weeks is a long time. We're going to gradually introduce you some of these key concepts that are like pillars that could keep you on track and will keep you continuously making incremental improvements over the course of not just the summer, but the rest of your life. These are things that we do. That's why it's the CK style. It's how I've lived for 40 years, right?
I mean, he's taught me.
Slowly integrated it into her, and it's great because we're giving you a contrast. The way I grew up and the way she grew up are completely different, and so it's just showing you guys that
and our eating habits
are very different but we've evolved and over the years. So number one baby step is going to be tracking. What gets measured, what gets managed. This week, all I want you to do is focus on tracking every single day. That's your only homework for week 0, okay? This doesn't count towards the leaderboard. I'm not giving you specific macros yet. Some of you guys already have them, but just I want 7 days of tracking. If it's complete bullshit food and it's horrible, don't care. I want you to incorporate the practice of tracking into your routine because it takes time, guys. And that's one of the things that I've noticed, and Jen, you can chime in on this, but like you have to allow yourself time to track. And as you get used to it, it starts to come natural and you'll know what things cost. You can save shortcuts in your phone. You'll put it in very quickly. But at the beginning, you need to allow the room in your time to do the tracking and the review. It's going to be one of our 6 core habits that we get into later on in this challenge. But you're going to be tracking and then entering that data into sort of a review spreadsheet that you'll be submitting to us, which will help populate the leaderboard. It will help give me the data to give you feedback. And that's how we make changes, guys. It's the small, boring things that get done consistently that yield the biggest results. And that's what this challenge is all about. So week 1, we're going to track our big 4, and that's going to be throughout this entire 12-week process. You're always going to track your big 4. Then each week we'll introduce a new habit to track as well, but you're always going to track your big 4. Your big 4 is your calories, your protein, specifically your steps, and your workouts. Okay, so those are the 4 things that will go into the dashboard every single week. You're just going to put all your food into MyFitnessPal. You need to download MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. Don't worry about what the goals are set or like I said, what your macros are right now. Just track. And you can extrapolate the total calories that you've consumed for the day and the protein from that app. So just track everything. And then at the end of the week, we can pull the data off of there and put the protein, the carbs, the fats, all that stuff into the spreadsheet. But for now, you're just tracking. And Jen can chime in on the value and the power of this without even changing your eating habits, how much effect this has.
So you might feel when you start tracking, I was like a typical busy mom, didn't eat much throughout the day. So I really didn't feel like I was eating a ton of calories. I was working out 5 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week. My body composition wasn't changing, getting frustrated. And once I started tracking, even though I didn't feel that I was eating a ton because of my poor choices of what I was eating. And at the time, it was like a handful of goldfish crackers. I mean, it wouldn't be anything that's not like I'm sitting here eating cookies and cake. But the choices that I was making with the little bit that I was eating, my calories were were really high, way higher than I expected. So when you start tracking this first week, it might be a little bit of a sticker shock. You might see it and kind of.
And the protein was really low.
Yeah, my protein was really
You think
low.
you're eating enough.
I wasn't even close.
Not even close.
Don't beat yourself up. I mean, that's the whole point of doing all of this, is to learn how to track,
Just
to
to get
learn
the
the proper
awareness.
food. It's
Yeah.
just to bring the awareness. Doesn't mean you need to even start changing your food, what you're eating this week. This week, we're just getting in the habit of tracking the food so that when we go and we start trying to implement changing our actual eating habits, the tracking habit is already in place.
Correct. And the one thing that we'll leave you with, we want to try to give you guys a little bit of value and a little bit of a tip about what to eat. The biggest thing, and you've heard me stress it in all these videos, is protein. And so I dropped a comment or a picture today, and just a comment that Jen had said about how when she has the protein on hand that she's successful. And so today, obviously it's Sunday night, so this is apologize. We meant to get this out in the afternoon, but we had stuff going on. But we want you to have protein on hand. And that's really one of the things that's going to set you apart, getting results, keeping them and sustaining them, is having the materials there and readily available, because you'll eat what's there. So
if you are somebody like us who has a very busy schedule, you've got kids, maybe they're in activities. Today we had activities and a graduation party, got home late, didn't really have time to do like a huge meal prep or protein prep. If you've got chicken breasts, put a little seasoning on them, throw them on the grill, throw them in the Instapot, the Ninja. You can throw them in the crock pot for a couple hours. It's just ways to throw a pound, 2 pounds, even if it's not anything huge, just to get you through until you can go to the grocery store and you have a night where you can make different choices of protein.
yeah, we used to try to do everything in the whole week, and it's sometimes, for a busy family with multiple kids, it's not realistic. But even just having enough for a meal plan for the first 2 to 3 days of the week, if you know what your recipes are, if you just have some chicken breast or some ground turkey laid out and you just cook that and make it plain, then you have that in the fridge. That'll last you for a couple days, and then whatever you make for dinner, whatever recipe you decide, you make enough to have leftovers. Those are just 2 simple tips this week that will get you started on the right track to getting more protein in. It's going to be stressed week in and week out. So a lot of you guys already know that, but that's where we're going to leave it today. We don't want this video to get long. So
we're talkers.
Download MyFitnessPal, start tracking. Those of you that have your numbers and you're pumped in, you already know. You just get a bonus week, and we'll drop this into the group. If you guys want to chime in, any of the veterans that have anything good to say about it that can contribute, feel free to jump in. Like I said, we've got a group here. We've got our male group and our female group. We've got some brand new beginners that are new to this. We've had some veterans that are coming back, that have been off the wagon and are getting back in. And we have some of what I call the champions, the ones that are doing this, that are living this way, that can tell you how to have success because they're having success and they've seen the results. So we're stronger together. That's why I wanted to put this group together and make this challenge format, because we're competitive and it's fun. And when we have a leaderboard, we're more incentivized to keep going. When you're by yourself, it's very easy to fall off the wagon. So let's make this a great summer, and we'll hold strong for everybody. All right. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.